Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about crochet hooks. So yesterday I talked about yarn and yarn sizes and how to look at a label to find what crochet hook size is recommended for the yarn. So now the fun of your hooks. Now, it does, again, depend on your yarn. I have the clover hooks. There are so many different kinds of hooks. There are different brands, there are different materials. The clover hooks actually, once they hit 6.5 millimeters, are plastic. So that is plastic. Everything below 6.5 millimeters are aluminum. These are tapered. There are inline ones. I do not have any. I do not have any of those. That is just not what I work with. I work better with a tapered, where it is not necessarily all in line, as you can see. And for sizing, for the clover hooks, they are kind of, I don't think it's going to come up a little bit. They are kind of engraved in the bottom of the handle. They are also color coded, which is very nice because once you learn the colors, you don't have to necessarily look every time. You just grab the color you need. I believe I have all the way down to 3.5 as my smallest. Yes, my smallest is my 3.5. And these are all in millimeters. All in millimeters. The largest I have is a 15 millimeter hook. Let me show you the difference now. Let me put these down. So we have the 3.5, which is the smallest I work with. There are smaller. With my dexterity and the shaking in my hands, I don't go below a 3.5. The people who can are amazing and extremely talented. I am not one of them. And then this I have used to make very chunky scarves. I will usually use 2 strands of burlap if I'm doing that. But yeah, this is the size difference between the 3.5 and 15 millimeter. Very big difference. What is also cool is, I think I have one right here. There is a different kind of crochet called Tunisian crochet. You'll probably, if you're going to like Michael's or something, you might be confused because you'll see a really, really long crochet hook. This is a crochet hook. Super long, like a knitting needle. It is honestly, this is a 6 millimeter. It is slightly shorter than my knitting needles. But what is nice is it has got this really thick end, so that's why I'm able to tell it apart from my knitting needles. This is for Tunisian crochet. It is, I would almost describe it as a midpoint between crochet and knitting is Tunisian crochet, because you do have a crochet hook, but a lot of the techniques tend to look like knitting. In my opinion. So anyway, what hook you use is going to be determined by your project and your yarn. The reason for that is you wouldn't use a 15 millimeter hook. You wouldn't use this big chunk on this little yarn, or at least I wouldn't. There are some kind of almost lacy patterns that do use a very small 1/0 to 2 yarn with a bigger hook, and that is kind of how you can get like a netting pattern. It does always look really cool. The other thing you will sometimes see is you will see a letter with your number. that is because they all also have a letter. So this is the 5mm hook, and it is also an H hook. So you might see use your H hook. Use your 5mm hook. It is another way of classification or keeping track. Most hooks I've seen have both the letter and the number. I have not seen a hook that just has the letter, to my knowledge. I don't think so. But it is just another way of classifying the hooks and keeping track of the hooks to make it a bit easier across the board. Simply because crochet is something that is done all over the globe. And so letters just kind of help make that a little bit easier. I guess. I don't know. I've always just gone by millimeters. But that's just me.